I am Somali, coming from both Somali parents. I was a Sunni Muslim. I was raised to love and be extreme about my religion. To be a Somali means to be a Muslim. In fact, if you tell a Somali that you're a Christian, they tell you you're not a Somali. Your identity is based on your faith. Our whole culture is literally based around the faith of Islam. Everything around us, including our name, our heritage, the way we dress, everything. My grandfather was an extreme avid cleric, and I found so much pride in that because there's so much pride in having a father figure or a paternal figure or a maternal figure who's well known in the community for being a religious leader. It gives you a status. So my whole identity was based on that. The morality came to me, and the question of even who God was coming more and more apparent to me the way I analyzed Islam. Before I even thought of the idea of Christ who was pulling at my heartstrings and exposing to me the evil of Islam. I was trying to look at this man who was called a prophet, who was called Muhammad. Number one, who had never prophesied anything. And number two, was the fact that his judgment in morality really messed with the fact that God had really blessed me with daughters. I thank really the Lord because at one point when I was in business, a man came to me and unknowingly I was mocking him, and he had come to my place of business, which was a convenience store. And it was a Sunday, and this was a nominal Christian, not even a great Christian. And this man, every Sunday, he will dress up and he would go to church, and in the afternoon, he will come back with the Bible in hand, dressed very sharply. And I mockingly asked him what he had learned that day from church. And this man managed to share with me a verse that really made me sleepless, that made me think and rethink the whole idea of what I know about Christianity. This man shared with me Luke 6:29, where Jesus Christ was actually speaking of an example of if someone slaps you on the cheek, you turn the other cheek. And if someone takes your coat, you do not even withhold your shirt. And a man coming from a Muslim background who is very, very prideful, I'm thinking of this amazing saying. I am wondering, because in Surah Al-Muhammad, it's the 47th surah of the Quran, in the 4th verse, it says basically, whenever you meet unbelievers, strike them on their necks and bind them. Treatment of no showing no mercy, basically obliterating non-believers, like your enemies, basically, your enemies, and how you treat them. It really messed with me, and I thought this man had literally just told me something that did not exist. This nominal Christian told me a verse that I kept thinking out through the day, and if this man was telling the truth, and I had to go look for it myself. And not only did it go further to show mercy and surrender of yourself and humility, which I could not understand because it went against everything that is human. It had to be God's word. It did not make sense. Because what would you do with somebody who slaps you? You slap a man and he gives you the other cheek. It will humble you to question everything on why you did even the action in the first place. This had to be divine. Because the one which was in Islam was basically very reactive. It was impulsive. It was a man-made religion, obviously, because it's how a human would act. But how would a father in heaven teach his things?